so incredible. It's the greatest cast I've certainly ever worked with. One of the greatest casts ever assembled, period. And everyone's doing something you've never seen them do before. Cate Blanchett being a badass like Clint Eastwood or Kurt Russell in Escape from New York, and Kevin Hart as an action star being funny but also, totally kicking ass. Jamie Lee Curtis as this lunatic scientist. Ariana Greenblatt, so sweet in Barbie. We see her, blowing everything up in this movie. And then, of course, Jack Black being Jack Black as a sassy robot.
Let's finally be at this moment and to give the fans, I think, what they've desperately been waiting for. More importantly, just to get to show them that it's a lot more above what I think the expectations could be. So I can't wait for them to see what the cast has done. That felt like Jamie. Was it Jamie? Let's say, as soon as I felt it, I can feel it. I know Jamie. This was one of those things where I said I wanted to come in, be prepared. More importantly, be poised for whatever the opportunity was going to present. And the stunts was real, right? Like, we wanted Roland to not only be the action, provide the action, but be responsible for the give and the take between myself and our band of misfits. So to get that responsibility at this point in my career and to be able to say I have an action film under my belt where I am the action, that's a big bonus. And I just didn't want to come in and I didn't want to half-ass it. I want to take it serious.
It was an executive decision. I wanted to rock the colors of the Borderlands. They were like, no, Jack, you can't do that. You'll disappear into the backdrop. And I said, I don't care. I love them colors. I did play the game. I'm a real gamer, and I love me some Borderlands. And so I was already familiar with that world and that character, and I just sort of poured myself in there. It's always, there's a little experimentation at the beginning when you're first finding the voice and figuring it out. And me and Eli had fun creating the character together.
We've loaded it up with Easter eggs. Eli had so much fun we had so much fun working together to make sure that there's tons of little bits all over the movie for our fans of Borderlands. And I cannot wait to feel their reactions. They know that we've made something original, something fresh that respects the characters and the themes and the vibe of Borderlands, but is a story they've never seen before.
To be honest, when we were trying to figure out the cast, it started with Cate, of course. Cate was the key piece to just establish cool. And then everybody kind of fell in place around her in a way that we weren't expecting, to be honest. It all just came together so beautifully.
They already had history, lore, canon, years and years of people loving them. So it was our job to sort of step in and go, we're going to borrow them for a minute and turn them into humans. But we also had great respect for the fact that these are beloved characters, and we are simply in service to the story and to the fan base.
I mean, it was you forget that it was over COVID, and the desire to kind of be with people and the privilege of being able to be on set was fantastic, and having worked with Jack before, of course, but when I heard Jamie was on board, it was next level.
Me personally, I played the games as well. Krieg was my favorite character, so I know how much those games mean to the fans, right? And fans can get very critical, but I think we nailed it in terms of the look, in terms of the atmosphere that we created. And I just can recommend to everyone who's a fan of Borderlands, try to give it a shot and just enjoy this crazy ride. You won't regret it.
Well, Moxie, she's a trip. If you need a drink or you need a crew or you need guns or you need a place to hide, Moxie kind of pops up and she helps out. So I was very happy to kind of help out in this way and pop up. It's so fun doing this, but I love this whole cast, so it was really nice to kind of support that.
I think that the tone of the game has been beautifully translated into cinema, and I think that also it needs to be expanded because that's why we're making a movie. So it's an expansion of the world that the game built.
One of the reasons we were excited to make a movie out of it is we loved what the game was, so it was never even a question. We only really wanted to, everything we loved about the game we wanted on screen from the beginning.
We have so many fans here today,
as a gamer myself, this is very exciting for me. I played this game well before it was ever going to be a movie, so this is like full circle in a lot of ways.
It made me cognizant of the fans and also of the sort of the established history of the game. And an actor, a wonderful actor named Bruce DuBose, plays Marcus in the video games, and I was quite mindful both of his legacy and of his work. And so, honestly, his work was the North Star for me. But like when you're making a video game, when you're making a video game, you sort of, the way you talk about the game is what is the player going to do? Like, it's always sort of front of mind. And I think that we had that for the audience of Borderlands.
The best cast, I think, out this summer, don't you think? It's a high level, and we've never seen Cate do what she's doing in the movie, so it's going to be fun.